The Star of Destiny has finally become available, and there's few things every player needs to know. The most important thing to understand about the final phase of this event is that it has quite a few hidden strategies, and the first most critical step to making your co-op or even single player encounters easier would be by managing the celestial energy correctly. Obtaining the energy itself is quite simple. Defeat as many enemies as you have in sight and keep an eye on the little tooltip that shows how much energy you have accumulated, and once it's glowing, you have the chance to submit the energy by standing in one of these circular areas. Now after you start channeling your energy, you're left exposed for about 5 seconds and need to remain stationary, which means you're left at the mercy of your enemies. And this is an especially annoying part of the phase, so make sure to quickly scan the area and see if there's any ranged enemies, since they will be the first ones to mess up your or your teammates' channeling. Speaking of which, also make sure not to stand with everyone in the same spot, as it leaves you open to enemy area attacks, and even somebody as simple as a melee hilichurl can do a wide enough sweep to interrupt several people channeling their energy. Now if you get interrupted, you lose a portion of your energy, or even worse, depending on the current modifier you have for your fallen star encounter, interruption could also completely empty out your celestial energy. You also lose all of your energy if you die, but at least you can revive in co-op. One way to mitigate some of these annoying problems would be by cancelling your channeling. Doing this way won't result in any loss of energy, but you will need to wait for a short cooldown before you can channel again. And this way you can dodge incoming enemy attacks without losing your progress. Finally, if you're doing co-op, you can actually make it very easy for yourself and join a low-level world of any player. Unlike the Meteorite Remains second phase of the event, everyone's rewards scale based on their own world level, but the enemies you will be facing are only going to be based on the host's world level. So as you can imagine, if you have friends with lower world level than yours, not only can you help them out and speed up the encounters, but also get rewarded based on your own world level without missing out on anything at all. Overall, aside from few easy strategies, this final phase of the event seems to be more easier compared to the previous one, so make sure to use these quick and simple strategies to conquer the encounter. With Star of Destiny comes the second event shop, and as mentioned in the previous videos, you definitely want to grab the Crown of Sagehood as your first priority, no matter how far away you are from utilizing this item, since it's the only resource in the game that can increase your character's talent past level 9. But the rest of the items in the shopping list are more tricky. Since you can only get 60 of the Fading Stars Essence from the 3 remaining side quests, the rest of the currency needs to be acquired by spending your resin on the Fallen Star encounter. And of course, if you were to get these talent books from the domains instead of the event shop, it would definitely cost you more resin in the end, but if you still haven't purchased all of the experience cards and more from the first event shop, it still might be more lucrative for you to pursue these items instead. But to make things easier for yourself, consider this shopping guide. If you're interested in long-term value, then acquire Crown of Sagehood first, then all of the experience cards and more from the first event shop, as well as all the talent books from the second shop. This means you either had to be playing since the start of the event as free-to-play player to capitalize on your resin refresh, or you will need to dip into your fragile resin if you're just starting out in the event in order to purchase all of the mentioned items. But if you're someone who plays the game more casually, then your priority should be Crown of Sagehood, followed by anything else you need from either of the shops. Basically, since every item you can purchase have an efficient resin cost, you only need to decide for yourself what items you want without worrying about wasting your resin. Because this event, in a nutshell, gives the players the option to buy a limited quantity of resources for a much smaller resin cost than it would normally take to acquire. However, the only item that's not recommended for purchasing by any means, even if you're a casual player, would be the enhancement ores in the second event shop. With the recent addition of the magical crystal ores, these special nodes are always accompanied by a few crystal ores, and they refresh daily with each reset, so after 1.1 update, gathering crystal ores have become much faster and only takes few minutes to collect them without spending any resin. Not to mention you can still farm the crystal ores regularly as well. With the event reaching its climax point, here's everything you need to double check before Zhongli arrives on December 1st. If you want to save up a little bit of resin, go through all the previously visited locations of the first event phase and look for the remaining meteorite shards, which give 1 Fading Stars Might. Then make sure you have done all of the 9 side quests from the Meteoric Wave tab in the event menu, and also decide if you want to complete the Meteoric Remains challenge 30 times for all the available rewards. Finally, don't forget to redeem your official and let us know in the comments if she's your first copy, and if not, which constellation level you just unlocked for her. But to summarize quickly, make sure you avoid from getting interrupted by either taking care of ranged enemies or cancelling your channeling before getting attacked so you can save up on your celestial energy, or even better, join anyone in co-op who has lower world levels than yours and enjoy beating up weaker enemies for the same amount of rewards. And when it comes to shopping, make sure to get Crown of Sagehood first, followed by anything else you need, since the resin cost is far more better than doing it normally like ley lines or talent domains, and if you're interested in long-term value, then by all means buy out everything else besides enhancement ores. Finally, double check on everything this event has to offer, like collecting the remaining meteorite shards and unlocking Fischl, as well as completing the remaining side quests. All in all, this event has been quite alright, and there's no telling what we can expect later in the future, but at least we now can have expectations for cheaper resources, which means more characters you can level up, which hopefully means you can beat up the enemies in the Spiral Abyss without too much effort. Either way, make sure to have fun in this event and unravel the remaining mysteries surrounding these strange meteorite showers. Enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe to us by hitting the bell notification on and gently pressing the like button. You can also get more useful Genshin Impact news and guides by following us on Twitter. Thank you for watching us.